What's up, my friends? Welcome back. What's up? What's up? You found the deal, the LOI, letter of intent, and the contract. So that's what we'll be focused on in this portion of this video. So the LOI, the letter of intent, describes the property, the parties involved, the purchase price, and the terms. So you outline the earnest money deposit. The earnest money deposit is pretty much like a check. You know, I always get these checks, you know what I'm saying? Just check my mailbox and bam, an unexpected check. As a side note, I used to do that a lot when I was in New York. I would just go to sleep and imagine I would receive unexpected checks in the mail. And I would just feel so grateful and thankful walking to the mailbox, opening it up and pulling out an unexpected check. And I will also visualize myself pulling out rental checks as well. And guess what, baby? It just keeps happening. Not one, but two unexpected checks over this Thanksgiving holiday. And it's just amazing. That's just the power of using this and this in tandem. You want to have a thought here of what you want, your desires. You line it up with what's in here, meaning you incorporate feelings, as I mentioned, of Thanksgiving, gratitude, joyfulness, and so forth. And you do that consistently. So you might be thinking, Juan, that's hocus pocus. Who cares about that? Just tell me about the LOI, bro. Keep it moving. I ain't trying to hear all this spiritual stuff. Trust me, you will always get these unexpected checks in the mail. But let's get back to it. The earnest money deposit is a check that you pretty much give to your closing attorney, which I advise, not so much the real estate agent, but the closing attorney, that shows, hey, this is my good faith that I'm gonna buy this property. Now, I normally limit my earnest money deposit to $2,000 and nothing more. I actually had a situation in which I was buying a 4-unit prior to quitting my job. I was trying to close right before my 30th birthday so I can turn up. But the appraisal came back lower than when I wanted it. And the seller seemed to misrepresent some of the information on the lease, meaning she kind of doctored them up, meaning she was being fraudulent. You know, I caught her when I did due diligence. And so I didn't want to move forward. I said, hey, I just want to terminate this deal. I felt misled by the seller. These documents not working. Plus the appraisal came back lower. I'd rather just cut my losses and just spend money on the appraisal and the property inspection. I'm not moving forward to closing. Let's get this termination agreement signed so that I can get my earnest money deposit back. In this case, it was $3,000. The seller wanted to play hardball, and she said, no, I'm not signing it. What you mean you're not signing it? I'm not signing it. So I asked my attorney, well, what can we do? Being that I don't want to move forward with closing and she doesn't want to sign it. And he mentioned, well, according to Pennsylvania state law, the contract will be null and void a year from today. Really? A year from the contract. Really? Yep. So what does that mean with my earnest money deposit? You got to wait a year to get it. And I actually had to wait a full 12 months to get my earnest money deposit back of $3,000. Yeah, so just keep that in mind. When you have earnest money deposit, keep it as low as possible. Now, I'm not saying keep it at 10 bucks. The standard is about $1,000 for residential, and for commercial is $2,000. If they ever try to do more, like $5,000, $7,000, keep it at $2,000. Now, I might go higher if you do 50 units and up. But with my sweet spot between 5 units and 20 units, I always negotiate $2,000 for earnest money deposit. And that earnest money deposit is credited towards the down payment amount later once you close. But you do forfeit it if you try to back out of the deal without certain contingencies in place. So that's why we talk a lot about have contingencies so you can back out, no harm, no foul, and get your earnest money deposit back. But make sure you give it to your closing attorney, okay? So with the LOI, you outline the earnest money deposit amount, seller financing, meaning, hey, I want a 10% second mortgage with you at 5% interest rate, amortized over 10 years. The due diligence period, as I always mention, push for 45 days, but you can compromise for 30, no less than 30, okay?